people overall value. So when you put these two guys in a balance, who comes out on top? If he keeps doing what he's doing, there is just no question at all that Jonny DeLuca should be the starting center fielder for this team.
And I don't want to compare him to Randy Arozarena, but I think it was just a case of, like Randy with the Cardinals, not really getting a true opportunity.
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, my name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulises Sambrano.
And we are the host of the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your very first listen every single day. Be sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Locked On Rays. You can also find us on X and Instagram at Locked On Rays and email us anytime, lockedonrays@gmail.com. 4 wins in a row. So good, almost can't believe it. But that's what you're supposed to do against a team that is the laughingstock of Major League Baseball, standing at now 8-27. They might not win 50 games this year. I'm talking about the Chicago White Sox, as the Rays lay down the theoretical hammer on the White Sox there, winning 8-2 in those clean, fun, exciting uniforms. Who says you can't wear them on a Monday?
Dude, there's got to be some magic attached to it. And, in baseball, there's a lot of superstition. So when you're winning, why change the formula? The boys came out with the City Connect jerseys again, and they dominated. You say, they put down the hammer a lot of times, 8 times, actually. Yeah. 8 times, and with 2 really big crooked number innings, 3 apiece in the second and in the 5th, which that has been lacking with this team, that kind of offensive outbursts multiple times during a game. And so now that we've gotten to see that, we saw it again live on Friday night's game. This is kind of the offense that we saw a lot of, especially in April of last year. It's nice to see it keep going. And I think we could go a whole lot of different ways with this game. But where do you want to start?
Wherever you would like to start. I mean, there's a lot of good to go around between the aforementioned offense, between Tyler Alexander's outing, the bullpen coming through and cleaning up for him. A lot of good stuff.
Okay, so let's start with the man of the hour. Here comes Johnny.
Yes.
Guess what? Gets the center field starting gig tonight. Goes 2 for 4 RBIs, and a massive home run there. You said something on Monday's show, which we talked about a little bit, but I want to really put it in bold. You said it. I want to put it in bold.
Okay.
Italic, underline it in an email, in a passive aggressive way when you're writing an email. This is the way I'm going to do it. His 2-strike approach is so damn good. I mean, not only was he able to obviously hit that home run, great to see, but going the other way with that single and getting those runs across. I really am liking what he is putting out there as a player. And you can have fun, you can enjoy yourself without having that be a detriment to your game.
Yeah.
And
without being so cocky that you're dropping balls that you should catch 99 out of 100 times.
So exactly. I'm seeing a lot of what I'm seeing from Jonny DeLuca. I'm really liking. I know it's completely early. It's been only 4 games, but if this kid is what we think he could be, in a couple months, we might as well be. See, I said it on Monday. He is going after series job. I think he has all of the tools to just take it away from him.
Yeah, no, that was huge where he capitalized on the double steal that Caballero and Ramirez put forth. And that's the thing with Jonny DeLuca. It's funny, in addition to the home run, which wasn't an easy thing to do. You're talking about an 82-mile-per-hour changeup, bottom of the zone, and he pulls it 400 some odd feet on, again, his condensed half swing, 3/4 swing. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive stuff. But he also seems to, with the two-strike approach, like you mentioned, he can more or less pepper the ball wherever he wants to. He has some pin placement to his game, like Harold Ramirez, but I think we agree that DeLuca is a more complete player, and what we hope will be a more complete player than Ramirez at the end of the day, in the sense of he'll have power, he'll have speed, he'll have defense, where Harold Ramirez is just a bat and getting base hits. That's really what he does.
Right. Yeah. So this is a more complete and finished and younger player, and especially the fact that he can cover the three outfield spots. And how good can he cover center field? I think that's the biggest question
Yes.
right now is for the Rays is, can he cover it good enough that the offensive production can cover some of the defensive lapses that he might have against Siri? Because again,
Yep.
the most important thing people overall value. So when you put these two guys in a balance, who comes out on top? If he keeps doing what he's doing, there is just no question at all that Jonny DeLuca should be the starting center fielder for this team.
And I don't want to compare him to Randy Arozarena, but I think it was just a case of, like Randy with the Cardinals, not really getting a true opportunity. DeLuca with the Dodgers, like, now you have a lane, now you have an avenue to get reps and get playing time and establish yourself with a new organization. I think that's what we're starting to see here, him coming back from injury and lighting the world on fire. He's got 10 RBIs in 4 games. That should be noted and bolded and underlined and highlighted in all that as well. And that's a pretty impressive bottom third of the order between, I mean, if we want to go all the way to the 6th spot and down, Ramirez, Caballero, Rortvet. We can't forget about what Ben Rortvet provides. I mean, he's getting base hits off lefties, drawing walks. He's doing it all still. I mean, I guess, look, he's not going to hit 350 for the entire year, but I mean, he's looking pretty impressive from the catcher spot. And then DeLuca at the number 9 spot. It's almost like DeLuca's taken all the RBI chances away from Yandy and Randy and Josh Lowe now, which, again, speaking to, great to have Josh Lowe back in the lineup and back in the organization. I think in addition to the uniforms, having a 290 hitter with 25, 35 potential is really a boost, where he can protect Randy and Paredes can protect him, and then wait until Brandon Lau comes back, and the lineup will look more in stow like it should be. In fact, if we look at the box score, I believe they didn't use any substitutions offensively or defensively, and everybody got on base at least once.
Everybody. No, you're right. This, with the additions of these guys, and we haven't even spoken about Jonathan Aranda, who's yet to turn it on in AAA. This lineup could become much, much thicker, more akin to what we thought it was going to be coming into the season. But you're right, man. I mean, Caballero, Rorvet, Big Benny, man. I mean, what he's doing is really, he's doing what DeLuca is doing, which is coming in for a backup spot. Let's see how it works out. Oh, wait, I'm on fire. Oh, wait, I can't take the starting gig. Ben Rorvet has kind of switched into that rather quickly. In a month, Pinto was sent down. So I think Rorvet is the starting catcher now. Alex Jackson has taken that backup spot, but DeLuca and Rorvet are on that same train of like, I'm French right now, but there's a possibility where I can make my case that I'm actually the starter for this gig.
Yes, for sure. We have so much more to talk about, but first we have to tell you all a couple important things here. One is Prize Picks. What is Prize Picks? Well, it's America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It is the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats and watch the winnings roll in. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks, the #1 fantasy sports app. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions and special offers for the biggest moments in sports. Prize Picks now offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this basketball season and baseball season and so many other sports seasons as well. So download the app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. So good. I'll repeat it again. Download the app. Use code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100.
We've told you about Monopoly Go, and now I know that you know how good it can be, because in Monopoly Go, you can team up with friends for timed tournaments where you work together to build up each other's boards. The more you win together, the more awesome the prizes that you can unlock. And there's so much more to get. You can get unique stickers you can trade with friends to complete albums for big prices, cool new playing pieces to travel boards with, hilarious emojis for taunting friends when you smash their buildings or heist their vaults. In this case, a hilarious emoji would probably be sent to Chicago White Sox fans who are not having a great time right now. And there's always timed events that will help you win big, like massive multipliers for everything that you win or you rent. So today, go download Monopoly Go either on Google Play or the App Store. Have some fun. Game on.
Yeah, so there was a lot of good offensive things. If I'm going to be really nitpicky, the Rays did leave some runs on the bone a little bit because they were in scoring position 3 for 14, 9 left on base. So I would like to see that situated a little bit more, but I'm not going to be a big complainer. Look, Josh Lowe is back. We should be happy about that. Getting a couple hits, one against a lefty and another on a 96, 97 mile per hour elevated. So that's not an easy thing to do when you're coming back from a rehab assignment and you haven't seen action all year long. So he looked in midseason form as far as I'm concerned, and I would only expect that to continue from him. I mean, he looked pretty darn comfortable to me. And hey, when the opposing starter only lasts 2 innings, 2+ innings, you better win that game 99.9% of the time.
That's actually what the Mets fans were saying yesterday. Or on Sunday, rather. Whoops. On Sunday. That's what they said, right? And so that's why it felt so good to get up with that W on Sunday. But you're right, man. Josh Lowe, he looked good, gets 2 hits out of 5 at-bats. And guess what? He was killing it in AAA, but to come in and then on the first day, the first game you have of the season, you come out with 2 knocks. I mean, that is just storybook, really. I mean, that is fantastic. The offense has been clicking. A-Train with a 4 for 4. Just putting it, all of those. By the way, if you didn't see Harold's 4 hits, go take a look. It's the most Harold Ramirez type 4. It's a 4 different types of Harold Ramirez's hits, singles. Right. They're the types that you would expect from Harold. It's awesome. But honestly, okay, this is gonna make me sound, I don't know what. You can pick the adjective.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where you're going with this. Let me just make a note. I would say we shouldn't gloss too lightly over Harold Ramirez's 4 hits. I would say his most impressive one was the one he shot the other way, grounded the other way, down the line, or up the line, I should say. That ball or that pitch was so deep, and the fact that he was able to turn the bat around before it gets to the catcher's mitt, there's not many times where a pitch is going to get that deep and a guy's going to be able to make contact like that, let alone foul it off.
The bat control seems like from a video game sometimes, like it's glitching. Mm-hmm. That's how it looks with H-Tram. But no, I was going somewhere else. I was going to go towards the pitching. Not Tyler Alexander, not yet, at least. I don't know how this is going to make me sound, but I'm happy Erasmo Ramirez got through it. I'm happy that he gets the W and he did, clean work of 3 innings. I don't know if Erasmo is the guy that I would
Are you
want.
saying like I was feeling in the course of that game where it's 4-2 and Alexander, correct me if I'm wrong, was pulled after a botched double play that Rosario just dropped the transfer
Yeah.
or dropped the throw from Cabby to him, and that should have been a routine ground ball double play, and you would have had 2 outs and no men on. Instead, you have 2 men on and no outs, and you remove Tyler Alexander, which in some respect I understand, but you bring in Erasmo, who to this point has not looked pretty, and to this point is a guy that you see in blowout games. Like we're talking 7-2, not 4-2. Whether the Rays are up or down.
It worked.
Yeah.
I'm happy it worked for Cash, for everybody, for Erasmo, obviously the most. But really, that's the guy that you bring for that situation.
I mean,
I'm glad it worked.
maybe Kevin Cash had so much confidence in the fact that his offense was going to put another 2, 3, 4 spot on the board, and he was totally confident that the White Sox bullpen was, going to help the Rays get to that point. That Erasmo would be able to keep it within reach because the Rays are going to put an 8 spot on the board.
Well, then he must have a terrific Magic 8 ball, because it's exactly what happened the next time that the Rays started to hit, because they scored 3 in the 5th. So good for Kevin Cash's Nostradamus.
I guess
powers.
in one respect, not to interrupt you too much here, but there might be a time or a day where you need to put Erasmo in a tough spot. And I guess this is the place to do it. At home, team on a 3-game winning streak. You're in the fancy jerseys. You're facing by far the worst team in baseball. Like, let's try to build up his confidence, try to give him a little boost. So
I don't think you're wrong.
Handle it in the future if it comes to that, because there might be a day where the bullpen shot and something happens to the starting pitcher and you're in a situation like today.
I don't think you're wrong. I think that's exactly what it ended up being. The context of all of those things that you said makes like, okay, it's just, man, I hope that next time there's a better option for Erasmo Ramirez when you're up 2 runs. If that is not an option, that you can't have an option better than Erasmo Ramirez, I would be worried about this bullpen, honestly. But I do think, now kind of like thinking about it and talking about it with you, this should no longer be a problem when Tosh comes back, because when Tosh comes back, you slide him in the rotation. Tyler Alexander now moves into the bullpen, and now you have a better Erasmo, which in Tyler Alexander. So you've worked him as a starter. You can't tell me that he can't do 3 innings. Of course he could. He's your long man now. And now you've really improved that bullpen with Tyler Alexander shifting to the bullpen. So hopefully we won't have to, have our high blood pressure going with a 2-run differential, and Erasmus has to pitch 3 innings. But yeah, I'm glad it worked. I don't know how it's going to sound, but
this episode would sound and feel a lot differently if that botched double play and bringing in Erasmo led to an L here. Exactly. It'd be a Kevin Crash moment. Spectacular.
Right. So I'm happy that it worked. It's just it definitely got my head scratching when they're like, okay, Erasmus coming up. I was like,
what?
Who?
No, I'm with you there. All right, we have more to discuss on this game, but first, we have to tell you this. This Mother's Day, get something thoughtful from mom via DoorDash. Surprise her from wherever you are with fresh bouquets, the latest tech, gift cards, self-care treats, and more to make her day that much better. It's never too late to show mom your love this Mother's Day with DoorDash. Surprise mom with flowers, gadgets, self-care essentials, all in one place, delivered right to her door. So if she has a sweet tooth, she's a tech enthusiast, beauty connoisseur, all the above, likes fruits and flowers, well, you can do it all by going to DoorDash. Use code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB, to get 50% off your next order, up to $15 when you spend $15 or more on your next flour, convenience, grocery, or retail order now on DoorDash. Again, promo code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB. Order using DoorDash today. As always, terms do apply. So we do want to note the performance of Tyler Alexander. While it was only 4 innings, I think he did a solid job. The one mistake really was the Oppo bomb from former Ray, Tommy Pham, of course. He's actually uplifted that White Sox team to some extent since he's joined the program there. But Alexander had everything working. He got a strikeout with every one of his pitches, whether it was the cutter, the sweep, the changeup, the four seam, the sink, and he threw the kitchen sink at the White Sox, mixing all those pitches. 23 cutters, 17 sweeps, 13 change, 12 four seams, and 10 sinkers.
They were whiffing 7 Ks. And then when you look at all of them, different locations for every single one. He wasn't just like attacking like one specific zone. He really was just painting throughout the strike zone. So good for him. Yes, it's a low inning kind of outing in 4 innings, but it doesn't matter right now. I mean, that we always knew that starting rotation spot was going to be kind of like this. So
look, again, if that double play was made, I think he'd get through 5.
Yeah, exactly. He gets through 5, and he got out at 75 pitches. So it's not like he was really laboring that much. I mean, he was at a good pace, to finish that off. So no, I think Tyler Alexander has been what you would expect. No, let me rephrase that. He has been a pleasant surprise to have as a 5th starter. We've had worse 5th starters than he. I mean, I can just tell you Michael Walker, for example. I mean, he was worse than Tyler Alexander. So I'm glad that that's not the standard.
When he threw the cutter, he was worse. That was for sure.
Yeah, when he threw the cutter, goddamn cutter. So I'm glad about that. But shout out to newly minted Ray, Edwin Uceta, with 2 innings, 3 Ks, only 1 walk. Really cool to just come in fresh. And the Rays love to do this, and that's pretty cool. You're in the team, you're going on. Like, it's your spot.
Yeah, you barely have time to tie your shoes, and you're rolled into the game, basically.
You
don't know where the clubhouse is.
Warm up.
You don't know where the bathrooms are, but you better know where that darn mound is. That's for sure.
Yeah, you find it. Yeah, we're going to call you up today, so be ready. That's really cool because, like, there's no time to – I mean, again, I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, but what I would think is it shortens that amount of time for the new player to start getting more anxious, to start overthinking, and to do all the what ifs. Right. I think by just putting it just like as a shock value thing, they just have to react. They just have to kind of go with their instincts.
Yeah.
And they've been playing baseball for a long, long time. So then that usually should kick in rather effectively. So I think it's a great idea. I love that they do that. So really the pitching today, although don't really understood it, but it worked out well with Erasmo, Tyler Alexander, and Uceta. They did phenomenal.
No, I agree with you. Now, one thing we haven't touched on as of yet, and I guess we were incorrect on this from Monday's show, but we were under the premonition that it would be Austin Shinton sent down for Josh Lowe. Instead, the Rays send down Curtis Mead to AAA Durham following a 218, 545 OPS showing.
We guessed wrong. Not Austin Shenton. Curtis Mead goes down. And you understand it. Of course, obviously we would have liked to have seen Curtis be a little bit more productive at the plate. And I think if he hadn't made a couple of errors that were kind of costly, you can make errors. But the problem is that they stick in the fandom's mind and in the coaching's mind.
Right. Like we kind of remember some of the Curtis Mead errors. That's for sure.
Because runs were allowed after, right? So like they do stick more than if they were just random errors and nothing ever happened. So just bad luck there. I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to rake now that he knows what Major League Baseball is in AAA, and hopefully come back in a month or two. a little bit more rejuvenated.
Maybe it's the Josh Lowe approach of you get that first taste of big league action. Now you know what you need to work on for that next time that you get called up there. So
he did mention that he was kind of scared to strike out. So that just tells me that he was changing his approach. What made him good? What made him a really good bat in the minors? He gets to MLB and now he's like, I don't want to fail. And fail for him was striking out. So then what do? You change your approach. If you change your approach, are you going to be the same player that you were in the minors?
Yeah.
Probably not.
And maybe that's why he wasn't hitting the ball all that hard throughout the course of his stint in the majors there. Speaking of minors and majors, just a little off topic here, but the Cleveland Guardians have officially called up a friend of the program, Kyle Manzardo. So we'll see what he does. And if the Rays bite their lip on the Savali Manzardo trade. I mean, I'm seeing people compare him to Wade Boggs. Like, let's not get crazy here. I'm thinking more James Loney, Casey Kochman with a little bit more power. But I am really curious, and we might have to put a poll up here at some point of who has or finishes with a higher career WAR, Curtis Mead or Kyle Manzardo. Kyle Manzardo or Jose Caballero. Kyle Manzardo or Jonny DeLuca. Kyle Manzardo, insert Rays prospect. I don't know. I like that game and like those hypotheticals there. But wish Manzardo the best. He did very well in his 230 plus games of minor league action. Actually had a higher OPS in the minors than he did in college by a point. So that tells me that there's some development stuff that teams see in him that can really elevate his gameplay. So we'll see what he does in his career.
Kyle can rake, and if you didn't get a chance to see that interview we had with him, go check it out just to see how what kind of human he is and how he describes the work that he does. It was really enjoyable to chat with him. So yeah, the best of luck to him. Funny thing here, man, we missed out on a great mustache. We could have had Jonny DeLuca's mustache, Kyle Manzardo's mustache, Zach Eflin got a mustache, Tyler Alexander has himself a mustache. Are we a mustache team?
Maybe, although I don't like Alexander's. It's a little bit too much for me.
It's a lot.
It's a little overboard. It's
guess what?
I'm not going to use the term, but it looks like that term that we're all thinking of right now.
I will say, yeah, we're all thinking 80s cop. We're all
and something else, but yes.
Well,
actually, that 80s that could be a storyline in something like that.
Yeah. I will say, regarding the stash thing, maybe we should kind of embrace it, just like they did in 2008 with the Rayhawk. I mean, we went Rayhawk with the blue. I remember that whole thing. If you are a bit young, the Rayhawk was a really big thing in 2008 in the run. That was pretty cool. Everybody had a Rayhawk. Could 2024 be a mustache? The mustache Ray, the Ray mustache?
Maybe it's mustaches and City Connect. That could be it.
Hey.
We had cowbells once upon a time. We had DJ Kitty once upon a time.
Yeah.
Every other team and their mother has some home run gizmo or gadget or whatever.
Okay.
So maybe this is the Rays thing.
What would you need to happen for you to wear a mustache?
Oh man, because I'm not a mustache guy. I'm not even a facial hair guy. When I have facial hair, it means I've had a stressful week because I do not like facial hair. It's itchy.
Can I give you a bet?
Yes. Propose your bet, please.
If Jonny DeLuca, and I was going to tell you this, if Jonny DeLuca gets a walk-off, and then he did, and I was like, damn, I missed my opportunity.
Yeah, too late.
If Jonny DeLuca hits 10 home runs, would you grow a mustache?
Can we start with facial hair, or does it need to be a mustache?
It has to be a mustache. It's Jonny DeLuca.
So at 10 home runs by the end of the season.
Correct. And you have to wear it on the show, and I will do it with you, but I will shave my beard and do a mustache. Come on.
All right, fine. I'll do it.
Let's go.
Johnny, you better be hitting doubles in the gap.
All right, people, put it down in the comments if that was a good prop bet or not. I think 10. Maybe I gave you a little bit more of
How
a
much
leeway.
how robust of a mustache are we talking?
Whatever you can grow, baby. Whatever you
Okay,
can grow.
that might take some time. All right,
Yeah.
I will take you up on that bet.
Good.
And hopefully it leads to a lot of Rays wins and a playoff appearance and so much more after that. I'll tell you what, the broadcast crew, the TV crew, BA and Dwayne, I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but sort of some indirect shots at Siri while really, really hyping and praising Jonny DeLuca. I don't. Maybe it was just me that caught it.
No,
maybe I'm reading too much into things.
You're gonna have to tell me because I was actually listening to Neil and Andy, so I'm looking forward to those bits.
Yeah, I mean, really, you could just go back and watch it, but it seemed like they were kind of making. Oh, look, he made that catch there.
Kind of
sign. Yeah, like I feel like it was a little bit of a knock on. Oh, look how he got in front of that ball and put his hands up.
Huh?
I don't know.
He caught a routine fly ball.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
And they wanted him to get the last catch of the game. I mean, they were all over some Jonny DeLuca, and then they show a shot. The TV crew, the cameras, they show a shot of Jose Siri just sitting on the bench. That's it. Not doing anything. That's what happens.
That's what happens
when you have a 45% strikeout rate and drop balls that you need to catch. Just saying. So, yeah, hopefully they keep this up. Look, yeah, at least got to win the series against the White Sox. If not, sweep them. Then you have an off day Thursday. And then I believe the Yankees come to town.
The big, bad Bronx Bombers are coming to town. That should be a fun series. But yeah, first take care of the White Sox. I'm not asking for a sweep. Just win the series. 4 in a row. First 4-game win streak for the boys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's keep it going.
Question. This City Connect thing, is there any rule that says they can't continue to wear City Connect?
In 2021, I'm pretty sure when the Red Sox were doing like their whole thing about their winning streak and they got to the playoffs and then they did whatever they did to us, they extended their City Connect and they started wearing it a lot. Yeah.
So there's not some MLB directive that says you can only wear it on these dates. Like,
I don't believe so, because if there were, then they wouldn't have been able to wear it.
I mean, I would say just keep it going.
Keep it riding until it doesn't work.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
All right. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and we will talk to you tomorrow.